Hello everyone, Stratos 5907. I'm going to make a video today. A lot of the people that I have pigeons know about, and some of them they don't. So this is for the ones they don't know about lighting system. Our lighting system is very simple. I want to show you and tell you how I do it. And I got the puppy right behind me, as you see it right there. He's bothering me. Anyway, he's 8 months old now. He's almost full-grown beagle. Anyway, here's how it works. I put my birds together at November, usually about November 10. I'll put the birds together and I'll put the lights on. If the birds are a little older, I'll put the lights on. Look at him, he's so funny. I'll put the lights on maybe 10 days before I'll put the hands with the cocks over the hand on the hand section. So I'll make you all confused. I'll put the lights on with the hands earlier than I put it with the cocks. But you don't have to do it. You can put them all together and put the lights on at the same time. It would take about 10 days. So I like to breed older birds. The main thing is with the older birds, older young birds, is that they are a lot easier and more mature to fight adenovirus in the middle of the racing season. And not only that, the older birds will molt a lot faster with the lighting system than the younger ones. So I like to band my birds about January, first week of January. I breed as many as I can, and I'll always have much better success with the older young birds than I have with the young ones. Very rarely I have a really young bird in my racing team that it does very well with adeno and molting. So here what we do. November 10th, I put all the birds together, all my young birds together, all the old birds together, and I put all the nests up, boxes up, I put everything together, put the lights on. I'm going to show you what kind of lights I use, very simple. I'll put the lights on. You can do it either way. I like to do it in the middle of the night. I usually put it on about 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, and then I turn them off around 9, 10 o'clock in that morning. So they don't stay on too long. Some people put it 24 hours and all that. I don't do that. I believe that birds need some rest, dark rest. So I'll put my lights on about between 1 and 2 o'clock in the morning. And I'm turning them off about 9, 10 o'clock. It all depends where you live. If if it's still dark out there, you can make it 10 o'clock. It doesn't matter. Turn them on around 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning. Turn them off when the sun is up and nice and sunny in your loft. You can turn them off. You don't need to put them on 24/7. I never did it. So anyway, I put the bulbs on about 17 hours a day. 16 to 17 hours is plenty. November 10, I say by the end of November, those birds should start laying some eggs. When they start laying the eggs, you keep the lights on, you don't turn anything off. You turn the lights on, you leave them on. I'll show you what kind of cheap lights I use, and it works fine. I've been doing it for 5 years, no problem. Anyway, so you leave the lights on, they lay the first set of eggs. Then there's going to be about 17 to 18 days before they hatch. Usually, if I put the birds together November the 10th, I get, by the end of November, early December, I start getting eggs all over the place. So we leave the lights on same way, 17 hours a day. And you know, when I'm saying leave the lights on 17 hours a day, it doesn't mean you have to leave the bulbs on 17 hours a day. But you need to have 17 hours a day combined with your lights and sunlight, daylight, whatever you want to call it. You leave it on. If you put the lights on at 2, you turn them off at 10, it's going to be another 8 hours or so. It doesn't matter how long, it just leave them on till, you know, till like when you see that's nice and sunny out, or nice and the lights is, you know, outside and your loft is up, you know, the sun, you know, the daylight come in, and you look in your loft and it's pretty sunny in there, then you can turn the lights off. I use a couple gadgets. I'll show you what I use to turn the lights on and off, make it really easy for everybody to do it. You don't have to spend a lot of money on it. You can even use the drop lights. You can use drop lights. I'll show you what kind of bulbs I use, and that will work. If they lay the eggs late November, early December, the babies should hatch around the end of December. We get the bands over here January 1st, so you can start banding them the first week of January. You try to breed as many as you can early on. Believe me, the older young birds do much better than the really young ones or the middle ones. I have very good success for my first round, okay with the second round, disaster the third round. So I try to breed as many as I can early on. So you put the bands on, the light's still on, you don't do anything. You wait. I mean, I don't know what your location is. You can start training the birds if you want. I can't do it here. I got too many hawks. I can't do it. So I have to wait at least the end of May so the hawks go away. You know, for the young birds. Old birds, I don't care. They're very good at it. They know how to get away from the hawks. Young birds, they're stupid. They get caught from the hawks very easily. So I'll wait. So May 1st, I cut the 9 and the 10. May 1st, for me, I cut the 9 and the 10, and I turn the lights off. That's May 1st. That's all I do. I cut the lights off May 1st, and that's it. I cut the 9 and the 10. I leave the birds in. I don't fly the birds. Wait. Once the flight's already... In 2 weeks, I pull the flights that I cut off. In 2 weeks. So May 1st, May 10, maybe 14, May 14, I pull the flights that I cut off. And I wait. By June, those birds going to have their flights back on, and they're going to be freaking molting like crazy. Between June and July, they're going to be molting and molting and molting. And they're going to be almost full molt by early August. The ones you breed early, they're going to be done. They're going to look like old birds. The younger ones, they're going to keep molting and keep molting. They're not going to, you know, you can see their head's going to be all messed up and everything, the feathers everywhere. So if you can, breed as many as you can, the first round. I know we can't get it just perfectly. You can't get everybody breed and have babies at the same time. But try to breed as many as you want. A first and second round, early second round, that's it. Third round, forget it. I never had a good success for the third round. It might be a possibility. Some people do, but I don't. Anyway, so far we are. May 1st, we turn the lights off, we cut the 9 and the 10, and we leave the birds in, let them do their thing. They're gonna start molting really 10 days. It takes about 10 days. They're gonna start flecking off everything. And you can start training them only when the 9 and the 10th is almost 100% back. I let birds out with 3/4 out and all that, and it doesn't do good. They get caught by the hawk. It's very painful for them. So I wait almost the feather to come out all the way, 9 and 10, then I start training them again. I'm going to show you what I use because now the birds are older. So let me show you what I use when the birds are ready to come out of the loft. Hold on 1 second. I forgot that. I should have it on hand, but I don't. 1 second. There we go. You can get this anywhere. You can get this anywhere in any beauty supply. This was what I used. Let me take one out. 1 second. That's what it looks like. Let's see right here. That's what it looked like. A little rubber band, little tiny rubber band. I put it on the bird. I use this. I wrap one wing, only one wing. I wrap the 9 and the 10th, 8 and 9 and the 10th, about 2 inches in, and I wrap this really, really good around the wing. So they can't fly too far. They still fly. They can't fly too far though. You can get them in any beauty supply. I think I paid $2 for 500 of them. Anyway, that's what I use, and I bend the wings of the birds. Only one wing, the 8 and the 9 and the 10, about that far in, about 2-3 inches in. You wrap it up really good, and then the birds will not fly away because now they're older birds. Okay, now let me show you here. Let me show you here. Here's what I use for timers. You can use timers like this, you know, for the lights, or you can use timers like this. See, timers like this, you can push one button, and it would, if you have the unit outside, you push the button, and the button would tell you. Over here it says 5 a.m. to 8 a.m., 5 p.m. to 12. That's what I usually use if I go on that route, or 5 p.m. to 8 a.m. all night long. I usually use the one in the middle. You can get them from Lowe's. And what happens is, this is easier to do because it's all you got to do, push the button. The only thing I don't like about it is you have lights on in the evening, not in the morning. So I usually set it up 1 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock in the morning. When you push that button, you don't have to do anything else. When the sun goes, at 5 o'clock, that light come on and stays on to 12 a.m. And that's about 17 hours of lighting. The only problem with that is you have to watch because the young birds get used to it. They have a sundown now at 12 midnight. You know what I mean? So what happened when you start training the birds, they have no idea that they think that sundown is 12 a.m. and you're going to have a night flight. So I usually don't do that. I like to put it in the middle of the night, and I let them have a regular sundown, and that way I have no problems when they go out and training, and I don't want to have a night flights and all that stuff. So usually I let my birds experience sundown. When the sundown, they know they got to come in, and no problems with that. Okay, let me show you what I use for lights. Very simple. I use them all together. I don't know if you can see it. Let me go inside here. You know what I use? Very simple. LED bulb. I run the cable. I plug it in. Put it on the timer. I put all my, excuse me a minute. I don't want to mess you up here. Sorry about that. I don't use any, I use one timer for all my lights. So I run all the wires, you know, for the lights, all the birds. See, I got the same thing here. I don't know if you can see it. Right there. I got the same thing here. You can buy them for $4. There's pieces. I got the same one here. I don't have no bulb in it yet, but here's it is. I'll put 60-watt bulb in there. I'll show you the bulb in a minute. In 1 second. Very cheap bulb. I think I paid $2.49, $2.50 a bulb. Okay, here what I use from Walmart. This is a 60-watt bulb. You have to be careful. You want a sunlight 5000 K. I don't know if you can see it. You need the 5000 K. You don't need the 2600 K. This is the truly daylight bulb. I'll use that, and I use the 40 watt too. On the small loft, I use the 40 watts. On my bigger loft, that I had the big young birds, I use 75. I use one bulb, 75. That's it. Same way. I have a socket, I put the bulb in it, I put them all in the timer, and it's all done. That's it. That's all there is to it. By my season start, young bird season started at August 15. By August 15, my earliest birds is almost 100% molted. The 9 and the 10 is back. You have no problem training the birds. Like I told you, use their little rubber bands. They're only about a ½ inch around. I only use it for 1 day. I let the birds out in the morning. That's what I do it in June. So there's no hawks. I put them in in the morning. I let them out all day. And when they come back in, I'm sure maybe lose 1 or 2, maybe. I've never had that problem. I'll lose more birds to a hawks than not rubber bands. So, sorry about that. So that's all there is to it. So let's go back to it again. November 10, you put the birds together, put the lights on, and leave the lights on for 16, 17 hours. At the end of November, early December, you're gonna have eggs. They're gonna sit on them for 17, 18 days. You're gonna have babies. Most of the babies, they're gonna be 7 days old in the first week of January. So you can start banding all your babies. Now, if you cannot get your bands by the January 1st, you can wait a little bit. Then putting the birds of November 10, you can go to 15. You gotta adjust your times there. So first week of January, I usually band my young birds, and I wait when they're about 26, 27 days. I wean them. I take them out of their mom. put them in my loft with the lights on still at 16, 17 hours a day. I never changed it. So they stay on there. I don't let any light hit my old birds. I'm going to show you what I do. I know this getting a little too long. I have a partition that I put a cardboard all across so no light goes across the other side. So that's how I do it. So let's go back into it. So you wait, you're winning your birds, you put them in the main loft on the separate compartment, not with the old birds. You put the lights on still 17 hours a day. May 1st, you cut the 9 and 10, you turn the lights off. And then you wait. They're gonna start, it takes maybe a week and a half. They start molting like crazy. I don't do anything. I let them come out of the aviary. I don't do anything to my main loft. It's not dark in there, but it's not really light up. Got one window on the side, and I have two little ones in the front with the aviary. But it doesn't bother you because it's all you need is 17 hours a day. Either way, not 17 hours lighting, 17 hours of completely light during the day and the night when you want to put the lights on. Usually I turn them on between 1 or 2 o'clock and turn them off around 9, 10 o'clock in the morning, and the rest of the day is the sun. Now you can adjust to it, you know, you can adjust to it, depends where you live. Right here, that's what I do. I mean, if you have darker days, during the early mornings, you can let the lights on a little longer. If you got a lot of sun earlier, you can turn the lights off a little earlier or go a little later. Either way, you can adjust that. I don't like to put the lights on at night. You know, after the sundown, I don't like to put the lights on then, because my birds get used to it. They know the sundown is 12 midnight, and I have a night flight is a mess. We lose birds like crazy. So I like to keep mine in the middle of the night. Okay, that's it for now. I mean, any questions, let me know. I try to answer all the questions, and maybe I make a couple mistakes on the way. I don't know, but let me know. Stratos 907, this is lighting system for young birds. Bye now.